Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. After going through the importance of OBE, why OBE, now let us move on to the second subsection. Subsection is on the terminologies related to OBE. It is very important for us to have a common understanding on this terminology. There are a few of them, three of it, but the later one will be explained during the next session. I will concentrate on the first five first, which is number one, OBE, then learning outcomes, programs, educational objectives and programs aims, program learning outcomes or program outcomes, and last but not least, course learning outcomes or course outcomes. Now, what is OBE? OBE focus on the students' learning or student outcomes, and using learning outcome statements or learning outcome statements to make explicit what the student is expected to be able to know, understand, or achieve, or able to do upon the period of learning. And then providing learning activities or instructions, teaching activities, which will help the students to achieve or to acquire these outcomes, and assessing the extent to which the students meet these outcomes through the use of explicit assessment criteria. So, in other words, OBE means starting with a clear picture of what is important for the students to be able to do, then organizing the curriculum, instruction, and assessment to make sure that this learning ultimately happens. And the three issues has been addressed through Felder and Brand, where students are the center of learning, the focus point, and it needs to have these learning outcomes, what the students should be able to do as a result of teaching and learning, and then what teaching activities to adopt in order to achieve the intended learning. And the third question need to be addressed is how to ensure that they have achieved the learning outcomes. And it has to be aligned one another. So in other words, in an OBE curricula, they must have program objectives, program outcomes, course outcomes, and a performance indicator. Secondly, you need to address the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to be attained by the students, which is centered around the needs of the students and the stakeholders. And the course outcome must satisfy the stated program outcomes, includes different delivery methods, not only the traditional learning lecturing method, and the outcomes must be assessed and evaluated based on suitable performance indicator, and we need to address the program educational objectives within 3 to 5 years after their graduation. And last but not least, in an OBE curricula, CQI or the continuous quality improvement is very important.